Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Waalaikumsalam and good morning, sir.
Waalaikumsalam. Morning, Doctor.
Before we start, I would like to ask you whether you are free. Kita dah tanya. Saya dah tanya belum? Sekejap. Saya tak tanya lagi. Whether you are free on every Monday at 4 p.m. Monday 4 p.m. Do you have class?
No.
Tak ada. No.
Hai Shini?
No, sir.
Monday 4 p.m. no class. Yang ada kelas, if you have class, can you mention your class name? Okay, good. Monday 4 p.m. 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. Monday. You have class?
Ada.
Kelas apa?
Database system.
Until 2 p.m.
Apa dia, sir?
12 sampai 2.
Tak ada.
Tak ada.
Tak ada.
Okay. Right. Okay, good to know. Okay. 27 ni. Mana lagi ni? Probably 13 student. Fine, just start. Right, so we are going to do one simple exercise for today, and since we are still in first weekend, so we are going to take it lightly lah, the first weekend. But before that, let us discuss on yesterday's exercise first. It is actually in terms of difficulty level kan, to level 1 kan, kalau range between 1 to 10 kan, to level 1 tu kan sebenarnya kan. But in terms of technical kan, technically there are a few things that is new kan. We haven't used some of these techniques yet. Previous semester to show you. Alright, so over here, nampak ke?
Tak. Saya tak present ni.
Tak nampak. Oh, tak present lagi Okay, over here, as you can see, is my code block. Okay, try to understand these codes first. So I have one string, test. Okay, the size of the string is 10, and then I have status. Okay, the types of variable is character. That's why there's no size over here, kan? So the difference between character and string is mainly on the present of size, data size kan. If you see that there's a size over here, meaning that it is a string. If there's no size, meaning that it is a single character. That's the difference. Okay, in terms of how you declare it is similar. We are going to use character, cha cha. Okay. So over here, I put initial value. Okay, initial value for status kan. I put it as F. F ni uh, short for female lah. That's why if you see the question kan, do you have mouse stage? Misal kan. So user will enter the value of uh, the value of test. Percent S lah kan. Percent S since test is string, so the conversion character for string is percent %s. If test is a character, so the conversion character for test is percent. Percent what? For character? Percent C kan? Okay, so percent C kan? For character. This one string percent %s. So user will enter either yes or no kan. So user enter yes or no lah. Whether he have mounted. So if user enter yes, okay, so we have decision kan. The status will be changed to M lah. So initially the status is F kan. But if user enter test yes, so it will check the condition of test over here. If test is yes, then the system will change the status to M lah. M stands for female male, sorry. Mustache kan, male lah. And then the system will print the status, whether it is F or M. Okay, either one. Okay, based on user inputs. Alright. Okay, can you understand this class? So it's quite similar as yesterday kan. So some of you been asking me kan about this. You enter, you put string inside of your decision, but you couldn't get the appropriate outputs for that particular decision kan. Betul tak kelas? Ada tak? Do you face this yesterday kelas? Ada tak?
Yes.
Okay, so when you run this program, there's no error kan? Error, no warning. It looks like everything is going to be okay kan? Okay, but when you enter the input, okay, supposedly if can you see this one, plus?
Yes, sir.
Ini boleh dah besarkan kan, yang part yang ni memang tak boleh besarkan lah, so kau boleh besarkan ya? Rasa boleh besarkan ni tapi okay, cursor size, font, oh boleh. Okay, nampak kita baru masuk ni. Okay. Okay, so supposedly the status is going to be what? M ke F?
M.
Speaking kan, supposed to be M kan, since there's no error and warning kan. Okay, but the thing is it didn't change the initial status kan, so it is still F kan. So you pun pening lah, oh saya tak boleh ni kan, so okay je semua kan. So kalau ada assessment pun 2 jam lah fikir kan. Padahal no error kan. Okay. So the problem over here is on this part lah. So obviously it is this part. So it is not simple integer comparison kan. Okay, if this is integer kan. Integer is straightforward okay, so if this is integer, okay, so I change this to integer. So user need to enter integer value, okay. So the value is either 1 or 0 lah. Okay, 1 for yes, 0 for no, So if user enter yes, over here the condition will check whether it is 1 or 0. If it is a 1, meaning that it is a male. Okay. So the user is male. So this one to D send sorry, ini remain lah. Tak tahu This one remain, sorry. Okay, this one change test value. So this time when I enter 1, it give a correct value for status. Status has been changed to M. Okay, following the inputs entered by user kan 1. So for integer no problem. Okay, but the problem is you is involving string kan. Faham this is the problem. If it is involving a string. Right. So how can we deal with this then? First, if the requirement of the system doesn't mention that you need to use string for test, so you may avoid using string lah. Either you use integer kan, like I shown you earlier kan. Either you can change input by using integer kan, 1 for yes, 0 for no kan. So you can use that. Or again, if the system doesn't mention that you need to use a string for the decision, you can also change it to tadi tu, first you can use integer, then you can use single character kan, character lah, test. So the value that user need to enter either y or n, y or n. So since it is a character, so this one you must change to %c lah, okay, representing character. Okay, to be safe, we put a space in front of %c to avoid it the compiler to skip this command some compiler doesn't skip, some compiler skip. So to be safe, just put a space, okay, for %c only and then obviously over here we need to change y or n. So this one we change it to y, but the but lagi kan. Okay, let's remain as double quote. Okay, you didn't change the code kan. You change the value from yes to y, but you didn't change the double quote. Happen? Okay, what will happen? Let's see kan. So no error kan. No error. Okay lah, no one warning kan. Comparison between pointer and integer. As we learn last semester kan, if it is warning, you can just so okay, so you pun run lah, you punya program. So masukkan kan, must touch y kan. But still facing the same problem kan. The status doesn't change based on the decision kan. Okay, so this is what you are facing yesterday. Is over here is if you are comparing value kan between test ni kan, you are comparing kan test and y. The test value equal to y or not. So y ni adalah character. So if it is a character, you cannot use double quote. Okay, single character, you use single quote. If it is a string, you use double quote. Okay, boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, so that's the thing lah. Okay, so you run again. Okay, now we enter Y. So the status change to M. Boleh? Kelas?
Boleh.
Okay. Okay, another thing is that is very important when we have decision kan. Decision involving equal to kan. Equal to kan. This one equal to if it is larger than kan. For example, if it is a number kan. Number kan larger than or equal to, no problem. Okay. But if you are involving with decision that need to exactly compare kan between test and Y, is it similar or not? Kan? So you cannot simply use one. You cannot use one equal. One meaning, okay, one symbol of equal meaning that you want to give into test. You want to use to Y. So this is the meaning of single equal. Okay. Macam ni lah. Single equal meaning that you want to put value M into variable status. That's the meaning of single quote. That's why when you run this program, okay, and then you enter Y, okay, sometimes, okay, this one correct, and sometimes you will get the status is F. If you put single quote over here. Y, okay, nasib lah betul kan. But in terms of formality, so you cannot use single equal over here kan. There's a case yesterday that some student got contohnya kan, the status doesn't change over here. Right, so make sure you use double quote to compare in your decision kan. Doesn't matter whether it is if else or looping. If it is involving decision to be made, then you need to use double equal. Boleh? Okay. So what if if the question doesn't mention kan whether you need to use string or not kan inside of the decision. What if the question clearly ask you to use yes or no kan? To enter yes or no. Right. So this is going to be changed to %s lah. Kan? So this one also need to be changed to string. So this one string, the value is going to be yes or no. So logically, this one we back to the original version kan, yes kan, the one that give wrong value kan. So you will face the same problem lah. When you enter yes, the status still F kan, doesn't change. So this is where you need to use one function that we call as compare. Okay, so I put this as a comment. So string compare is strcmp. Strcmp. Okay, this is the syntax. The decision should be put inside of bracket and if kena ada bracket lah. So what you put inside of the bracket is this syntax over here. Over here. Okay. Okay, string compare. Alright. This is the syntax. If you want to use string compare, this is one of the syntax that you must apply. This one syntax, and when we say syntax, you cannot change, kan? So just use it as it is. Okay. So make sure you have this one. And what you put inside here is this. What do you want to compare? First, you want to compare test, kan? You want to compare whether test is similar with yes or not, kan? So just put yes lah. So what do you want to compare? Both item you put it over here. Okay, let's say if you want to compare between two variable. So variable 1 is test, variable 2 is XX, for example. So you want to compare between these two. Whether test value is equal to X value. Both is variable, kan? So you put it like this, kan? So if you want to compare test with other string, kan? DDBD, for example. So string, this is a string, kan? Value. Variable is like this, kan? Without the double quote. So this is variable, contohnya test 1, you want to compare with test 2. Nak check, kan, whether the value is similar or not between two variable. This one between two variable. This one between a variable and a value, a string value. So this syntax over here is equal to this. Okay. Boleh kelas? Right. Okay, so right now when we run the program, okay, you can see that we still have a warning over there. Okay, but when we enter the value, yes, now it is straight away detected as a comparison lah. By the compiler, kan. So it got the correct value M, kan. So earlier the value of M ni, kan. Earlier the value is still F, kan. But when we change it, the decision, the condition into string compare, now it can perfectly compare the value of variable test and yes. So how do we want to make this clear from warning, kan? Some programmer, kan, doesn't like a warning, kan. They want the system to be clear from error. Of course, there's a way to do that, kan. So how to do that is, so because of strcmp command, kan, string compare, kan. So clearly you need to do something about this, kan, if you want to clear the warning, kan. But if you want to remain it as it is, so boleh je, kan. So this one is already correct. Okay, in terms of syntax, in terms of logic, logic of the output pun dah betul, kan. So output dia dah betul. But if you want to make it clear from warning, so you need to import one library that is called as, kan nak import library, kelas? Ingat tak? Ingat tak? How do you want to import a library to the to the program? Anybody? How do you import a library? Muhammad Syafiq. How do you import library, Muhammad Syafiq? Jawapan ada lah tu. Screen saya ada lah jawapan.
Mana?
Itu? Itu?
Hashtag
hijau tu?
include.
Include lah.
Ah.
Include. Okay. Include lah kan. So this is how you import a library. But the question is what library kan? So for anything that related to string kan, there are many commands, many function we call it as function kan. strcmp ni, this one is a function kan. That's why you see at the bracket kan. Any brackets that you see meaning that it is a function called from a certain library kan. So in this case the library is string string.h. Library for string operation. Okay, string operation. So what is string operation then? String operation, one of it is strcmp, to compare a string variable or string value. Okay, so now after importing the string.h, supposedly when you run the you build again the program, it is clear from any warning. Boleh lah Okay. Any question? Alright, so if no, then ada ke? Tak ada eh? Okay, one more thing about the string Apa dia? Ada soalan ke? Macam dengar tadi. Tak ada Okay, one more thing. Okay. So let's say if to put the status as a full kan. So instead of female AF, you need to put as a female. So if it is relation kan, so you can just put it like this kan. Boleh ke? Kita test boleh ke tak kan. So let's say female kan, 10 lah juga Okay, so this one is female. So status, we are going to change this to ni lah, male lah kan. So if it is a string, use double quote kan. Originally it is a single character, that's why we just use single quote kan. So since this is a string, use double quote male. And status kan, so we already changed this to string, so use %s. Let's say if we just change that part only kan. So test to run the program. So build, after build I got this error assignment. Assignment to expression array type. Terus dapat error kan. So tak boleh lah. So you cannot use this. This statement over here cannot be used. So how to put male value into status variable? Tak boleh kan? Tak boleh use this to string, cannot be used instead of operation. You can only use this during declaration only. Declaration and then you put the value immediately, then it is allowed by the compiler. This one, no problem. This one okay. This one not okay. Since it gives you error kan. Warning okay lagi kan. If it is a warning then it's okay. But this time it is error. Error, so you need to solve this error. So how to solve this? Okay, if you want to use to assign a string a variable, can assign string value into a variable, you need to apply one more string function. Okay, string function taken from this this library, okay, which is called as string copy. Okay, string copy. String copy is strcpy. Okay, so this is the Then what the to copy. And also the variable name that you want to put the value. So you want to comment, and then you want to put mail inside of status. So put status. Okay, the one that you want to, the name of the variable, and then of the value lah. Okay, the value. So this is similar with string copy earlier. It can be either a value of the string, or you want to copy it from other variable. For example, there's a variable called status1 kan. So the value of status1 is mail, for example. So you want to copy a value from status1, you want to copy into status. So put it like this. This is between two variable. This variable taken this direct copy, then this is the value. So value need to use double quote. Variable no double quote kan. If it is a value double quote. So this, the meaning of this is similar with this lah. So this is similar meaning. Okay, strcpy ni. Okay. So now when you build again, suppose this clear from error, and will give you the supposedly the correct output lah. Okay, class. Okay, these two function string compare and string copy. Only applicable for string level only. Don't try to use this to integer So this is not for integer or string or sorry float and this is mainly for string only. Okay, integer ke normal punya ni lah operation. Okay, normal macam sebelum ni lah. Ada any question? No? Okay, so if no problem, okay, let's do one exercise kan. So you may download this So lab module ni. Lab module you may download from Kalam. Mana kertas saya? Oh, baca habis pula Okay, this is Kalam. Okay, this one lab module. Okay, download this and go to question number 2.4 ni. Okay, 2.4. Okay, cuba baca kejap. Simple I believe we already done the flowchart Flowchart ke algorithm last semester kan for this similar case study Okay, can you tell me what are the inputs for the system? Saya tanya. Uh, Dini. BMI kan, BMI ni rasanya semua tahu kan BMI ni apa kan. Lagi pun kita dah discuss dah ni siang lepas kan. Kena refresh balik kan. Apa Dini ada Dini?
Yes, sir.
Okay Dini.
Input lah kan?
Beritahu apa dia?
Input kan?
Ya. Yeah.
BM, width dengan height.
Betul lah tu. Okay, so the input is weight and height kan. So you need to calculate lah. Calculate the BMI value kan. Cuba cari. You may search the equation for BMI calculation kan. Simple dia calculation dia. Nanti you cari lah kat mana And then after you do the calculation, you will get the type of result tu kan. So the type of result is in integer or float class.
Float.
Float kan, nampak ada satu kumpulan tu kan. So yang lain pun sama lah. Satu je ada kat situ mention. So the rest is same lah because it is under the a similar variable kan. The variable is type of result kan. So float, make sure you declare it as a float. And the calculation also should produce a float value kan. And then what is the output? How many output class? Nuratika.
5.
Output ada berapa? Berapa variable for output? 5. Variable for output. Salah tu Nuratika. Siapa dia tanya orang tak kan? Muhammad Alif Aiman. How many variable for output?
Variable.
Yeah.
Berapa?
Untuk sistem ni berapa variable untuk output? Input tadi ada 2. Kan your friend beritahu correctly. Height and weight. That one is input. Kan? And then we have calculation. One apa dia? Bagi satu variable. Satu je lah kan. Yang awak cakap satu. Apa dia variable yang satu tu?
BMI.
BMI. Betul lah. Okay. So one variable only for the output which is BMI kan. Okay. So my next question is what is the type of variable for BMI? Type of BMI variable. Nasrul. Muhammad Nasrul Amin. Ada Nasrul?
Ada.
Ada.
Apa tadi soalan?
What is the type of BMI variable?
5 tu kan?
Type. Integer ke, string ke, float ke, character ke?
Karakter.
Contoh value BMI tu?
Underweight.
Underweight tu character ke?
Ya kot.
Salah.
String
String lah. Character kalau U saja. U is the character kan. Kalau underweight, string. So BMI is a string. Okay, that is why early stages of analysis kan, macam IPO ke PAC ke is very important for you to extract all the information from the given case study kan. So dalam SEM ni we are not going to discuss about it anymore lah, but you may before if you get any case study kan, question dan assessment ke dan latihan kan, so you maybe boleh conteng-conteng dulu kan kat kertas tu kan, buat PAC punya table simple-simple je kan. So input apa, what is the input kan, what is the output and what is the calculation involved kan in the process kan. If there is a decision, what is the decision, if there is a looping kan, what is the decision involving the looping. So tu gunanya kan. So formally memang panjang lah nak buat, but kita dah tak sentuh dalam benda tu. So you may use any prior knowledge that you have kan before this kan, IPO ke PAC ke, boleh guna je kan untuk semester ini. Okay, so that is about the basic information taken from this case study. So next is I want you to spend ni ada kan sejam lebih lagi ni. So siapkanlah C program for this this exercise. Okay, we are going to do only one exercise for today. Boleh submit before 10, boleh? Boleh kelas?
Boleh sir.
Boleh sir.
InsyaAllah.
sir.
Okay, so boleh proceed buat So buat sendirilah. Jangan tanya saya dulu. Try to do it by yourself and then we are going to discuss this next week. Okay, during lab. Boleh jangan tanya-tanya dulu kan. Try buat dulu. Just submit whatever the best solution that you can come out kan. Just submit and then next week we are going to discuss this. Okay. So with that, see you guys next week. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you sir. Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you
Thank you
sir.
sir.
Thank you, Doctor.